Defense wins championships. That's how we won our banners 2015 through the 2018 period. We were one of the best defensive teams in the league while being an offensive juggernaut. Well, we got away from that. We won in 2022, but Steve Kerr this year talked about making sure this team is better defensively. Terry Stotts brought in for the offense, clicking. Jerry Stackhouse brought in for the defense, has been clicking as well. We're going to break down on this episode of Warriors Digest with Randy Silver how this defense is doing. Yes, we played Portland. Yes, we played Utah. They're not championship caliber teams, so we'll have tougher test. But to do it in an NBA game against 29 other teams is still very tough. And this team in the past has played down to the competition, and we're not doing that right now. So we're going to break down this defensive performance into the season and what is being so effective. Please subscribe, like, follow Warriors Digest. We break down Warriors news daily. If you're first time here, long time viewer, anything in between, thank you. And again, last time I'm going to say it here, thank you to everybody for all the kind comments about me and my girlfriend breaking up. And, you know, life goes on. Things will happen. You'll get whatever it may be. Thank you. I appreciate everything. And I appreciate the Warriors lifting my spirits because they're playing good defense. Let's look right here. Warriors points per game, first in the NBA, 133. And we weren't supposed to be that good of a team. All we can do is maybe have Steph shoot. Nah, folks, we well-rounded. Yes, we played two bad teams. This will come down. I understand. Opponents' points per game were second at 95. Only 3 teams so far, 2 games to the NBA season, have held teams to below 100 points per game on average. That, of course, will go up, fair enough, in this league. But look at that. So then if you look at our point per game differential, we're a plus 38. Nobody else is even in the 30s. Only 2 teams are in the 20s. So yes, we have played 2 teams who aren't the best, who aren't playoff type of contenders. This will go down. This will go back to the mean. But this is a good sign. Our offense is clicking. Our defense is clicking. There will be dud games. That happens in an 82-game season. It's going to happen. But we're on the right track, which is what means the most. And this is showing growth in this team. And this is why Kerr talked about having wings, having all these wings to switch players because it helps out. That's why he has a tall starting lineup with Kuminga, Wiggins, Curry, Dre, and Trayce Jackson-Davis. A lot of wing switching. You got Kyle Anderson who can switch. You got Melton who can play defense. GP2 can play defense. You name it. So it's really good to see. And that takes us into this new look Warriors defense intensity is fueling this historic start. As I already mentioned, we were 6-0. I haven't mentioned this. We were 6-0 in preseason. Yes, amazing, but it's preseason. What does it matter? But it was signs of things to come. As I talked about in yesterday's video, in the 2-game span to start the season, a plus 77 point differential is the biggest ever by an NBA team. Hield is unconscious off the bench, set a record for most threes in his first 2 games as a Warrior. 12 3-pointers are the most ever in the first 2 games with a new team, not just being a Warrior. It's the depth that is really crucial for this team as well. Steph Curry has played under 30 minutes in the first 2 games. Draymond's played only 20 minutes in both games. He has 1 tech. Warriors bench has scored 150 points, the most ever for a team through the first 2 games of a season, the most ever in franchise history for a 2-game span. Your bench is scoring 150 points. Yes, we've been up, so they've been playing a lot, but it goes back to the depth that this team, and give credit to Mike Dunleavy Jr. and what he built. Steph Curry shoots. Wiggins can shoot. Draymond Green has got better. Melton, 40% from 3. GP2, slasher. Looney, worked on his shooting. Hield, amazing 3-point shooter. Anderson can shoot. Kuminga, getting better at shooting. We haven't seen it yet, but he's been working on it. Moses, lights out in preseason, starting the season strong. Podziemski can shoot. Waters, lights out from 3. Jackson-Davis, getting the layups. Better at shooting, getting there. Santos can shoot a bit too. So they wanted to have better 3-point shooting. They wanted 53s a game, which is what the Warriors have kind of been doing. And they're hitting from a 40% clip. If I go to the Warriors stats, and we'll bring this back up for you for a second. Stats, let me pull up my screen. If we look right here, all splits. We just see the percentage. Here we go. So if you look at 3-point percentage, middle of your screen, let me pull up my mouse. You guys can see 40% from 3 in 2 games. From 2-point, you're shooting 49% from the field collectively as a team. Pretty good. Free throw, 80%. So they wanted us to be successful in shooting, and that's what we're doing. But again, today we're talking about defense, but the shooting is helping us be able to play these more players because we're getting up, and the defense is holding teams down. Something that Steve Kerr, our coaches, Jerry Stackhouse, has been challenging us on that has been our calling card, aka our defense. We have to be physical. We have to be fast. We have to be scrappy. I think the first 2 games we have embodied that. They hold us accountable with everything. I think our communication has been at an elite level to start the season. We really have to carry that over. You get a lot of interchangeable players, a lot of sizes, a lot of depth, a lot of wings, very active. And this is exactly what Steve Kerr, exactly what Mike Dunleavy Jr. wanted to build. A lot of wing players, a lot of active players, a lot of switching. That's hard on a team to be able to see a new person in your face. Yeah, a player wants to have one person guard them. When you can throw 4 or 5 people at them throughout a game, and then they don't know how they're going to interact with them. They don't know what they're doing. If someone's fresh coming off the bench and you're a bit tired, that is tough as an offensive player to deal with. Looney is 6'9", is the tallest player. Trayce Jackson-Davis is 6'9". Melton's got a 6'8" wingspan. We know GP2 is the son of the glove. Kyle Anderson can switch many positions. Draymond, a former defensive player of the year. Steph is a better defender than people say. Podziemski led the league in charges last year. Wiggins, probably our best on-ball defender at times. This team is defensively sound, and we got away from it, and now they're getting back to it. Let me make the quote bigger. Looney continue on. Adding guys like Kyle and Melton, Wiggins, Kuminga are on the team. Trayce, Draymond, best defenders ever. When we have guys like that on the court who know the game and know where to be causing havoc, we got a lot of guys who have great hands and are really special on that end, showing what we can be. We're just scratching the surface, still learning each other, learning our schemes. It's the only second game, but we can be really, really good. And I just showed you guys the stats again. Top 2 in shooting and defense. Number 1 in efficiency. Yes, the teams aren't good. I understand with the caveat. But you need to beat those teams and prove it. Don't play down to your level. Curry, Wiggins, Kuminga, Green, Trayce Jackson-Davis. A very big starting 5. A lot of wing players. Not the tallest in the paint, but a lot of versatility is going to be on the wings. Now, they're being outscored 25-11 in the first quarter of 2 games, but when they play the second half, they're a plus 17 when they start the second half. So you think they're going to both go to the meme. It just means, and I broke out in yesterday's video, Green had the shot, this press conference we talked about, I played. They're just over eager to start the game. They want to do so well. That will come back down to earth. Wiggins needs to shoot. Kuminga needs to shoot the ball a bit better. Curry hasn't been shooting lights out like he normally is, but as a collective unit, they'll get it together. And if it doesn't, potentially you take out Kuminga, you put in Melton. Maybe you take out Wiggins, you put in Melton. You're not going to put Buddy there because you want him to come in the second unit and really keep doing what he's doing. But you could throw some players in there. Maybe you give Moses a chance for Wiggins or Kuminga if it's not working. Kerr understands, and we've talked about this before on this channel, this group isn't built on spacing. It's built on an all-time great scorer, and this is Curry having length and athleticism around him. Against the Blazers and Jazz, they averaged 95 points against the Warriors, 35% shooting, 22% from 3. So that's fantastic defense. Warriors had 28 steals, 11 blocks in 2 games. They had 15 steals against the Jazz, led by 3 by Green and Payton. 8 players record at least 1 steal. 5 had multiple steals. They're getting active hands, and a fan in the YouTube chat talked about the number of deflections they had against the Blazers is massive. Getting your hands in the lane, getting your hand in the passing areas, and just boom. Don't foul, don't get a reaching foul, but be active. And that's when you have a lot of wing players, you can do that because you can switch on multiple teams. And this may be, again, the new way the NBA you have to play. If you can't build just winning because you have 2-3 superstars because of new cap rules, then you have to have quality team around. Makes sense. If you look at this as well, who did we pursue in the offseason? Lauri Markkanen. He was a minus 17 with 13 points, 4-17 shooting. 1 of 5. The night before against Memphis, He was 9 of 15 from deep. 9 of 15 from the field, 4 of 7 from deep. So we could have got a star. Maybe we're still 2-0, but you don't. Give credit to Joe Lacob, team governor, Steve Kerr, Mike Dunleavy Jr., GM, of what they've done to build this team. They're fast, they're feisty, they're full of dogs. One more time, they're full of dogs, and when they play their best, they're playing hungry and they're playing hard. And yes, again, we'll go back to the mean. These numbers will come down a bit. We play tougher teams. Celtics, Knicks, Minnesota, Denver, whatever. But you're seeing the components of what this team is building to. And the chemistry is off the charts. And they want to play for each other. And they're happy playing for each other. And I'm going to be happy with you by commenting in the Warriors Digest YouTube chat. What do you think of this video? Do you like what you're seeing? Not like what you're seeing? It's something I missed. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe so you don't miss daily videos. We play the Clippers tonight. Hopefully we get the dub at home in our first home game. Go 3-0, baby. And you know we'll be here for that. I'll see you all in the next video.